Ohai. Zhengzhou. The city district, the administrative center of the province of Henan of the People's Republic of China. The name means area of Zheng. So the administrative unit existing in these parts in the Middle Ages was called. In Chinese, the city in abbreviated form is called Zheng. In the ancient time it was called the Shanxi capital, and now about him also often spoken as about the Green City. Zhengzhou is one of 10 ancient capitals of China, the city of historical and cultural value of China, the national urbanistic center, the megacity of the People's Republic of China. It totals more than 5 and less than 10 million inhabitants. The integrated transport hub of national value. Zhengzhou is the main railway, aviation, highway, electrical power and post and telecommunication junction of the province. Economic comprehensively, the experimental zone of the airport of Zhengzhou of the first in the country entered national strategy.
Zhengzhou is the only then in the country, a double cross, in the system of the ordinary and high-speed railroads of China and also the representative of the first party of the cities of experimental cross-border electronic commerce and a point of direct connection to basic network of the Internet of National Value.
In Zhengzhou a humid subtropical climate. Huan classification of climate of Kapan. With cool dry winter and in the hot damp summer. The spring and fall dry and are slightly shorter than calendar.
Average annual temperature is 14.4 C with a monthly average daily temperature from 0.1 C in January up to 27.0 C in July.
The Bezmrazny period lasts on average 220 days. Rainfall is defined by an East Asian monsoon.
In the winter, because of the Siberian anticyclone which is setting into the north, the area receives few rainfall.
During the summer season the city often suffers from tropical depressions which bring additional rainfall. Solntsesiani 2200 hours a year. One of the capitals of the protostate of Shang, presumably Edu, was in the place of modern Zhengzhou. This fact was forgotten up to the second half of the 20th century when walls of the capitals were found as a result of archaeological excavations. See culture Erlangen. During the Western Juzura in 1046 BB Choski Van marked out in these parts destiny to the younger brother Guanshu, the kingdom Guanzhou appeared. Also on these lands there were kingdoms Zhu, Dongzhou, Qi. In 770 BB these places were occupied by the kingdom Zheng, since then in local names and the toponym of Zheng began to be used. In 765 Chenski Yugongguan moved to the place of the former kingdom the capital of Zheng which was called Zhenzheng. New Zheng. In 375 BB the kingdom Zheng was won by the kingdom Han which also transferred the capital to Zhenzheng. In 230 BB the kingdom Han was won by the kingdom Qin which created the centralized empire, the first in the history of China. In the empire of Qin on these lands the counties of Xinjiang were created. Gongyan and Jingjian. Sanchuan subordinated to the district. and Zhengzhou was subordinated to the district of Yinchuan.
In 208 BB the revolt Zhengzhou at Guam, which as a result captured all China and led to overthrow of the Empire of Qin and creation of the Empire of Han in these parts began.
At the Empire of Han also the county of Mixian was created here. During Troyetsustia's era in these parts, in the territory of the county of Kshumo, fight at Guandu took place. At the Empire Northern Wei in 423 was formed the Zhengzhou area. At the Empire of Sui in 581 it was renamed into Zhengzhou, and in 596 from it the Guangzhou area was allocated. At the Empire of Tan in 621 from the Zhengzhou area the city of Guancheng was allocated. To which since 633 the authorities of the area moved. In 742 the Zhengzhou area was renamed into the district of Xinjiang. But her authorities still remained in Guancheng. At the Empire of Min these lands were subordinated to the Kaifensky justice. When at the end of existence of the Empire of Min peasant war began, in these parts 13 insurgent leaders in 1635 agreed about joint actions. When at the end of existence of the Empire of Qing in China construction of the railroads began, where in these parts crossed the Qingkonsky Railroad which is going south from the north, and the Lankisky Railroad which is going east from the west, having formed the important transport hub. After the Qingkisky Revolution in China reform of structure of administrative division was undertaken, and areas were abolished. Instead of the Zhengzhou area the county of Xinjiang was formed.
In 1920 the Bansky government decided to create trade port which was officially open in 1923 in the county of Xinjiang. In 1928 Fan Yuxian made the county of Zhengzhou the city of Zhengzhou, but in 1931 after War of Central Valley the city of Zhengzhou was transformed to the county of Zhengzhou again. In 1938 the Chinese government to stop advance of Japanese to the west along the Lankisky Railroad destroyed a dam to Huanghe and flooded this area.
During Civil War these places were taken by communists in October 1948.
In 1949 from the county of Xinjiang the city of Zhengzhou subordinated directly to the authorities of the province of Henan was allocated.
Same year were formed the special district of Zhengzhou. And special region of Qianli. The county of Xinmu of the modern city district of Zhengzhou was its part.
In 1952 the special region of Qianli was attached to the special district of Zhengzhou. In 1953 the county of Xinjiang was transformed to the suburb of Zhengzhou.
In October 1954 the authorities of the province of Henan moved from Kaifeng to Zhengzhou. In 1955 the authorities of the special district of Zhengzhou moved from Zhengzhou to Kaifeng, and he was renamed into the special region of Kaifeng. In 1958 the counties of Zhengzhou, Mixins, Dengfings, Kongans and Xinjiang were placed from structure of the special region of Kaifeng under authority by Zhengzhou, but in 1961 are returned back. In 1970 the special region of Kaifeng was renamed into the district of Kaifeng.
In 1971 the county of Xinjiang Zhengzhou was finally placed from structure of the district of Kaifeng under authority.
In 1983 the district of Kaifeng was disbanded, and the counties of Zhengzhou, Mixins, Dengfings, Kongans and Cheshire were finally given to structure of Zhengzhou.
Since January 1, 2014 the city-county Gungji was brought out of structure of Zhengzhou and turned into direct submission to the authorities of the province of Henan.
Economy. In Zhengzhou electronic, cotton, food, chemical industry, textile and transport mechanical engineering are developed. Zhengzhou is the large wholesale market grain. In the city worked the plant of the Taiwan company Foxconn making the iPhone smartphones for Apple, the bus plants Zhengzhou Yutong Group and Henan Sholin Auto, car assembly plants of the Japanese company Nissan. Automobile and commercial cars. The plant of Swire Coca-Cola soft drinks. Zhengzhou is important logistic knot and large dry port from which the Chinese goods by rail come to Europe.
Following the results of 2020 from Zhengzhou over 1.1 thousand trains which transported nearly 715,000 tons of freights worth about $4.3 billion went to Europe.
Since 2013 when railway communication of Zhengzhou, Europe opened, prior to the beginning of 2021 nearly 3.9 thousand flights were made, more than 2.1 million tons of freights worth about $16 billion are delivered. Zhengzhou, the important railway junction which is on crossing of the Beijing-Guangzhou lines.
Beijing-Guangzhou Railway.
English. And Lion Yanggang Lanza. By the high-speed railroads from Zhengzhou it is possible to reach Xi'an in 2 hours, Beijing in 2.5 hours, Hong Kong in 7 hours. Construction of the high-speed railroad Zhengzhou-Wanzhou is conducted. Design speed of train service on it will be 350 km/h. In 2013 the first is open. From 6 planned. The line of the Chenchesky subway. The city services the international airport of Zhengzhou-Zhenzheng.
Through the first 11 months 2021 the volume of freight and both air transportation at the airport of Zhengzhou increased by 11.9% in comparison with the same period of 2020 to 635,000 tons, from which 492,000 tons of freights were international.
Cargo flights from Zhengzhou to Western Europe are important. Sites. In Zhengzhou there are a zoo, the Museum of the City, the Museum of the Province of Henan, Renmin Theatre, Theatre of Zhengzhou, Dongfanging Theatre. Also far. Write comments. Read comments. Interesting people will tell interesting stories. All of good mood and good luck.